I often repeat over and over again that it's the video games themselves that draw us towards these consoles. Without the games, it's realistically nothing. And I love the fact that we're starting to get more and more talk about games, more and more focus on games. And it's just one of the things that I feel like everybody should be talking about. It's the main thing that honestly everybody should be excited about, everybody should be, amped up about, and everybody should be talking about. We get so much nonsense 99% of the time with things that honestly just don't matter in gaming, and I feel like the games themselves are oftentimes lost because of that, right? We get caught up in the hardware talk, we get caught in the fanboy stuff, but now with this PlayStation news, I feel like, hey, you know what? This is actually some pretty incredible stuff, some cool stuff, and I feel like everybody is going to be kind of in the same kind of space as I am when it comes to this. This is perhaps one of the most exciting things that's come out in, I think, pretty much forever. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting indeed to see how everybody else feels about it. Obviously, I don't see anybody who could be unhappy about this, but I do want to get into it because it's going to be a fantastic video, I think, and I'm sure it's going to be a video that you guys aren't going to want to miss. That's what I can tell you right now. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crapgamer, and of course this is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few cool changes around here, and hopefully that doesn't stop you from at least giving us a like, and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It really does mean a lot. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys got some amazing stuff for Christmas, and some PS5s, some Xboxes, some games, all that kind of great stuff. Honestly, it does mean a lot to me that you guys have been so cool, and I want to be cool back. So yeah, there you go. Now, when it comes to games, my all-time favorite game, as many of you know, is God of War from 2018. Absolutely stellar game. It's one of those funny things, like I know a lot of people go back and they'll play their favorite games over and over again. For me, it was such an amazing experience that I haven't gone back and played it again, right? I didn't do, the Valkyries or anything like that. I'm just talking about the base game. I didn't do a bunch. There's a few side quests in there. I didn't even bother with those. It was just the base game, the story. It didn't stick around too long. It was just the perfect thing for me. Like, it grabs you right away. The way that they did it with no camera cuts, I think that it's just a masterpiece. And, to have something like that happen in this day and age is just absolutely phenomenal. And so obviously the sequel would be something that I'm absolutely looking forward to. And of course, God of War Ragnarok is coming out next year sometime, and now we have a situation where it looks like the release date is actually leaked, and so obviously it'd be a very exciting time for me. So according to this, God of War Ragnarok's release date was possibly leaked through the PlayStation Store itself, and this is really cool. So God of War Ragnarok might have just leaked via the PlayStation Store database, according to information shared via PlayStation Game Size via Twitter. The account is dedicated to upcoming updates coming straight from PlayStation Store's database, such as game size, release date, preload date, and more. Now, earlier, there was another potential leak they found about Sonic Frontiers, which for God of War Ragnarok, the date is September 30th, 2022. Now, keep in mind that this could actually be a placeholder launch date, of course, as noted in the tweet itself. It's also the very end of the third quarter, which could hint that Sony is actually targeting that time frame for the game's release. Now, think about this for a second. So you're going to have something in September. Makes sense because that's a little bit before the big rush at the end of the year, and you also obviously, if you think about it, Sony has, the Uncharted collection coming out in January. They have the Horizon Forbidden West in February, Gran Turismo 7 in March, then you have Forspoken in April, and then obviously, God of War coming in September would be like a perfect thing for them to actually put out there. So that would be something that would be incredible. So anyway, according to the PlayStation database, coming September 30th, 2022, could be a placeholder, but that is a weird sort of date for a placeholder. Anyway, God of War Ragnarok is clearly the sequel to 2018's acclaimed soft reboot of the saga, Featuring Spartan Warrior and Demigod Kratos, God of War is considered to be one of the best, if not the very best, of PlayStation 4's entire library, and will soon also get a release on PC. It got a really good score according to this site as well. Now, God of War Ragnarok is set to take place approximately 3 years after the previous installment. Events, a grown-up Atreus will have to face the meaning of his true identity, unveiled by the ending of 2018's God of War. He and his father Kratos will venture through all the 9 realms while fending off enraged, powerful Norse deities like Thor and Freya. On the backdrop of the prophesized end of days, God of War Ragnarok will be released for PlayStation 4 and the 5 as well. Of course, I'm going to get into 5. Give me a break. I want to play that sweet 60 frames, baby. And yeah, but that's just for me personally. When you look at this and you see how the Xbox is able to kind of fight back and how they've done a good job of fighting back, the thing that has helped them tremendously this year has been, let's just be real, it's been Forza Horizon 5 and Halo Infinite, right? Those are 2 really big heavy hitters. And so yeah, that's pretty cool that they've been able to do that. Now when it comes to next year, where are the heavy hitters? What are the heavy hitters going to be? I think that's going to be the part that is going to be a little bit weird, and this could play out well for Sony, because no matter how much I like Xbox, you just have to be completely honest about what's going on with PlayStation next year, and it looks like PlayStation is just going to be one of the more incredible places to kind of play. So if you can get a hold of like a PS5 or whatever, or you don't even need a PS5 to play that game, or Horizon, or Gran Turismo. So yeah, but I mean, probably obviously to play them best, it's going to be better to have a PlayStation 5. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's just a tremendous time to be a gamer, and you see everybody kind of sitting out there hyping up these things. And Sony might have, in fact, one of the best, absolutely best lineups that I've ever seen when it comes to video games, and you know, they should be commended for that. Microsoft really has to kind of bring it next year. I think that they've done a good job at bringing it at the end of this year, but the same way that, you know, a lot of the stuff earlier, like you know, the gunk, or you know, a lot of people use that stuff for fodder. They use it to brag about Xbox and what they have, and they're using stuff like Stalker 2 or Scorn, just the way they used the Medium and the Ascent. Like, those could be fine games, and they could be, but those aren't going to be the games that push the needle, and certainly aren't going to be games that are going to stack up against like a God of War Ragnarok or Horizon Forbidden West. Something like Starfield could. And I don't think we know enough about Redfall. You know, that doesn't really appeal to me at all. But yeah, it could be a very interesting situation, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how everything works out in terms of game of the year and all that kind of stuff, because there's so many different great games coming out. But just a fantastic time to be a gamer. And also, at the end of the day, both Sony and Microsoft are doing some really amazing things, and I think that should be commended as well. When we look at how far Microsoft has come, when we look at Sony, they're not going to let up. Obviously, they're going to continue to release their games, and they're going to continue to invest in their first party and do what kind of suits them best. And that's going to be a great thing for everybody, you know. So, yeah, hopefully everybody knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about how excited I am for this game. It's an exciting time. I know you guys are excited. I can't wait. I hope that it is a September release. I can't wait to play it. You know, that's my most anticipated game. So I will link this. You guys can check it out. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.